Hi, welcome to the Daddykirbs farm and another beekeeping episode. This episode is going to be a little different because I have some different things to try out and to show you. For one, it's hot today. It's 90 degrees, South Texas. But I'm not going to be that hot because I'm wearing a cool vest. Check that out. This is a vest lined with ice cubes. Unintentional promotion of Islamorada Dive Center. This vest lined with ice cubes is good for 1 to 2 hours outside. It is adjustable, so it fits a lot of different sizes. I'm really hoping it works out. Today is the first day I've put it on. I've never tried it out in the heat. Let's get into the bee yard and see how it works. In the last video, my cameraman, my daughter's friend, Charles, would have loved this vest. He ended up getting pretty warm, and I felt kind of bad for him, but he volunteered, he wanted to do it, and I really did appreciate the help. Thanks, Charles. Next time you can wear the vest. Maybe I'll buy two. We actually don't have a lot to do out here today. I'm gonna peek into the hives, the different hives. I'm just gonna peek in, see how they're doing. But the one split that we made in this last video, the 45-minute video, I know it was long, but it was full of stuff, full of information. I didn't want to cut it all out. It started with 2 hours of raw footage. Wow. But today, we're just going to get in and see how that's doing. I did bring another box to stack on top of that in case they're running out of space, which I suspect they are. Let's just get into the bee yard. Okay, the goal today is to look in this little hive that we split off of this one. This is hive 2. This is now hive 2 split. We're going to look in there, and then I'm guessing it's going to need this other box that I just brought out. It'll stack it up 5 more frames tall, giving them a total of 10 frames to build and be ready for me to put into a full-size hive pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get in and check it out. Now remember, this is the hive that I just put together last week with a frame of queen cells. 2 of them had already opened, and I'm hoping they're in this hive over here, the queens that came out. Otherwise, the new queens I'm hoping are in here and fighting for position to make this their new colony. We're going to go ahead and take a peek in, pull each frame, and just see how they're doing. Maybe those new queen cells, the ones that hadn't opened last week, have opened. I don't have a lot of experience with queen cells and managing queen cells, so this is exciting for me too. So far, all I see are workers and drones. It looks like possibly, just by memory, which isn't always very good, that a lot of the capped brood that was on here has been opened, emerged, and they are probably going to start putting resources like pollen and nectar in those cells. Again, kind of the same thing here. There's only a few capped brood cells on here. A few more on this side. Haven't seen anything that looks like a queen yet. That's a very heavy frame there. There's a queen cell on the bottom of this one. I don't know if you can see it down in that by my arm, the corner. It is open. They all seem pretty content. There's another queen cell on the bottom here, and that one's closed up. I can't move my hands to show you, but that was right down on the bottom. It looks like a little finger cell, a long finger hanging off the bottom, and the bottom of it is closed. So there's potentially another queen inside there. Now this is the frame that I'm getting ready to pull out. This is the one that had all of those queen cells on it. And look, they're all open. See those? Nope. Yeah. Actually, 2 of them have been opened from the side. What that means is that a young queen that came out of one of those other cells dug into those queen cells and killed the queen that was inside. So I'm going to hold this over the hive much as possible here, just in case a young queen falls off. I don't see anything that looks like a queen. I see some capped brood. Okay. So we know for sure there's been some queen activity, not just by the presence of the queen cells, but by the condition of those queen cells, that they are opened, and some of them opened from the side, meaning, like I said, that young queen is first thing looking for other queens to get rid of. This side's empty, so they have a lot of room here. Okay, based on what I'm seeing right now, they have plenty of room. One whole side of that frame. This one has lots of room still to build. A lot of empty cells on this side. You can hear their pitch going up. The activity of their song, their voice going up. So we're going to move this all back together. I'm not going to put another box on this yet. I'm going to give them a few more days, maybe another week. So this other box that I brought out is going to be ready for next time. Whether that's 3 or 4 days or a week, I'm not sure. I'll be checking on this periodically. Now we're going to take a peek inside some of these other hives. I got the camera perched up on top of hive 1 right now. We're going to look inside of hive 2. We're going to work kind of backwards. And I'm really hoping that we have some more honey production going on since last week. We also are expecting real soon here in South Texas the mesquite honey flow, which means the mesquite trees are going to flower. We had a little bit of rain last week, so that might have slowed it down. Sometimes the rain can knock out the pollen and slow production, but I'm hoping the timing was just about right, and the mesquite trees will be putting on flowers and pollen real soon. That will create a new flow. These honey boxes will fill up really fast. Well, there's a lot of bees up in the top. That means there's a lot of workers doing their work. Always check that top inner cover before you move it away. Today I'm limited on time. I can't be out in the bee yard very long, so I'm really just going to take a peek, look at some of the frames in here and see if they're filling up any faster. And then we'll move on to the other hives. Checking on that split that we just finished and trying out this cool vest were really my main goals today. Here's an empty frame that I put in that top, and there is 0 wax production on there. So that tells me they're not really building right now. They're probably just hanging out and holding pattern, waiting for that next flow of pollen. So I'm not going to worry too much about this hive. I'm not going to take it apart, although I really do need a full inspection because this is the hive that may be questionable on whether it has a queen or not. I took all those queen cells out of this one and put it in that split, but I was banking on the queens that had already come out of those queen cells to be in here. Still hoping for that. Now I'm going to turn the camera around here, put it on top of hive 2 and show you the top of hive 1. Ooh, lots of bees. Lots of bees on top. I can tell by looking, but I'll draw a frame just to show you that there is some wax production, but still a lot of empty up here. That one's completely empty. Let me show you one that has a little bit of wax on it. When they combine the two, then you can't pull them out without breaking something. Look at that beautiful honey on there. They're building that comb in the middle kind of wonky. But wow, that is gorgeous. I really want to taste it. Some of that is new honey, new wax. Here's the next one where they had connected that right there, but there's also new wax here. And you might not be able to see it on this yellow frame, but there's a little layer of new wax on top of this yellow frame, or yellow foundation. But there's still a lot of empty. But down in that second box, I can tell there's a lot of honey. So there's going to be a good honey extraction video coming real soon. Did I mention in the last video that I got my new extractor? It's here. I haven't even opened the box yet. Alright, are you ready to jump back on top of hive 1 and look down into hive 1 split? Let me give you a little better view here. This one looks a lot like hive 1. All those new frames that I put in, still pretty empty. There's a little bit on the bottom of that. That's old comb. Alright, I am excited for the next couple weeks as we get this new honey flow. I saw some mesquite trees. I'll give you a show. When I'm done in here, I'll walk out and show you some of those mesquite flowers. I'm not even getting into this hive. That's all I needed to see. And now we get to go and peek into the GBR hive, which is the Gretchen Bee Ranch hive. They are a honey store in Seguin, Texas. If you're anywhere around here, you can go check them out. They sell honey and beekeeping supplies. I have several videos showing the inside of their store, full of stuff. Really nice people, great store. It's a good place to get your supplies. Kind of a long shot. Sorry, I don't have a hive to put you on over here. They have a lot of empty frames, but then they have a good number in the top there that look like this one, where they're drawing out new comb and putting honey in there. I want to show you those mesquite flowers and also tell you a little bit more about this vest and how I feel about wearing it today. I'm going to drive away from the bee yard in my trusty old blue farm truck, and I'm going to take this suit off, talk about this vest, and find some of those mesquite flowers for you guys to look at. We're up by the house now. pretty safe from wandering bees still defending their hive, hopefully. Get these sweaty gloves off. I gotta tell you, the core of my body is actually really cool. Let's see how these ice cubes, my back is kind of cold actually. Alright, so let me take this jacket off. It's all just Velcro, so it's easy on, easy off. Someday I'm going to get one of these shirts, these nice sun repellent shirts, long sleeves, with my Daddykirbs logo. I don't mind advertising Isla Mirada Dive Center, but I'd rather advertise me. Alright, so I was out there for maybe an hour, maybe a little less. The ice packs are still very cold. They're probably still a little less than half frozen. There's still a little ice left in there. My core, if you could touch my skin right now, is very, very cool. And not even for a tiny little bit did I feel like I was getting overheated out there today, which is really nice. So the trick is just to bring this in. Now these ice panels, they're just Velcroed on. I can pull those off, put those in the freezer, store the vest, and put those right back in when I'm ready to go. That was my fans texting me. Oh, hey, Mom. All right, now let's go find a mesquite tree. You hear the cicadas? A lot of times in the videos, people ask, what's that noise? Like they think it's rattlesnakes in the background. Nope, it's cicadas. It's a little bug. They make noise like that. It's the sound of summer here in South Texas. Let's go find a mesquite tree that has flowers. I'm looking around right now. There's a little bit in this tree, but they're too high for me to find. So we're going to walk around and yeah, let's find a mesquite flower. Way up in the top of that tree, there's little pods of flowers. Kind of hard to tell from here. Let's go find something closer to ground. The significance, whew, it's windy today. The significance of this is that when those mesquite trees put on flowers, it's a really big deal for the bees because they put on so much pollen all at once. You can see some green ones right here. Look. Okay, you see that? That right there is a green flower, a mesquite flower. Let me pull out so you can see it. That green flower right there, it's a long pod of flowers. It'll open up and turn yellow, and it will have lots and lots of pollen on there for the bees. That's going to be our summer honey flow. After the mesquite flow, we're going to get what they call a dearth. The dearth, most likely, we'll get a dearth. The dearth is going to be a period of time where there's not a lot of pollen available for the bees. So far, most of the yellow flowers on the mesquite are so far up in the top of the tree, I can't show you. Oh, how convenient. Over here, we had some storm damage recently. See that branch? It's broken off. That brought this mesquite tree down to a level where I can show you some flowers. So right here on the ground, where this tree fell down, this is what the mesquite flowers end up looking like. They're going to hang in the tree like this, and all of those little flowers open up, and there's a lot of pollen right in there. So the tops of the mesquite trees turn yellow basically, and the bees are just going nuts on those. When this happens all at once, we're definitely getting a honey flow. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that beekeeping episode. I enjoyed it a little more this time because I wasn't burning my bum off. That cool vest really did a lot of good work for me. The mesquite flow that's coming is going to be exciting because we're going to get a lot of bee activity, a lot of honey, and then we'll be getting some honey extraction videos. I have 9 frames ready to extract. I'm waiting to get just a few more before I get my new extractor out and getting it dirty. Here on the Daddykirbs farm, I believe that everyone has a story, and every story counts. I believe that your story counts because you count. You matter. Thank you so much for being a part of my story through this video and letting me be a part of yours. I'll talk to you soon.